Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am the Omni Viewer, and I'm here with another quick figure review. Now I'm sure a lot of you Godzilla fans out there would really like to have a figure of Shin Godzilla to display in your collection. However, the standard Bandai version doesn't have very much in the way of detail or articulation, and the SH Monster Arts version, while superior, also costs the same amount as most people would spend on a week's worth of groceries. So, I'm sure a lot of Godzilla fans were willing to just admit defeat until NECA came along. They have released their own version of Shin Godzilla, which claims to boast all the articulation and detail of SH Monster Arts with the affordability of Bandai. So, is this figure worth it? Let's take a closer look. Now, when it comes to the NECA figures, there are two things everyone is counting on: detail and articulation. And starting with the detail, well, just look at this guy. I mean, really get a nice close look at the detail that they put in. He's pretty much 360 degrees, even the bottoms of his feet, really detailed. Paint job is, of course, well, it's Shin Godzilla, so mostly a very, very dark charcoal gray, and all kinds of red in the cracks of his skin and along the base of his spines and at the very tip of his tail. Now, obviously, unlike in the movie, he doesn't glow or turn purple under different lights or anything, but the paint of the red in particular is so bright that it's about as close to having a glow as you can get. Now, a couple weird things. First of all, underside of the tail, as you can see, there are these weird little ochre pieces that are painted there. And it's weird that they are there. A lot of people have been confused as to, like, what is that doing there? I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be emulating the fossilized portions that are at the end of the tail, except it doesn't go all the way around. So it's weird that it was only included on the one side but not the other. And another odd little thing has to do with where the tail connects, like the end portion of the tail connects with the body. Now, that would be around here. This is the section that is detached when it's packaged. Now, as you can see on the underside, the detail doesn't quite go all the way to the socket where the double ball joint sits. Which, you know, that wouldn't be too big of a deal. It is just the underside. But then there's this odd little chip taken out right here. And I'm not sure if that's just in the version I've got, or if it's in all of them and therefore it's a factory flaw. I wouldn't be surprised if I just happened to get a factory defect that's singular, because as you may remember from the last NECA Godzilla review I did, I also have this Godzilla, the Heisei one, who can't dance because he's got two left feet. And I've seen versions of this figure with right feet, so this is definitely one of those weird, flawed ones. So it wouldn't be the first time I'd gotten one that was just, you know, defective slightly, as defective as a figure like this can be. And yet, there's paint along the edge. So I don't know if it's deliberate or not. I don't know if it's a flaw in the mold or if I just got a special figure. But, what can you do? Now, in terms of articulation, very articulated. 21 points of articulation, in fact. Jaw, head, neck, torso, both shoulders, both elbows, both hands, both legs, both knees, both feet, and 5 sections along the tail. Like there, that should allow you to see. Those breaks, that's where the tail is segmented. And the jaw, of course, can open really wide. And if you look inside, you can see, if the light hits it right, the detail doesn't go quite all the way down inside, but it's good enough. And it's nice that they added those extra portions inside the mouth when it opens, so it's not just a huge Muppet mouth.
I will say the arms are a little hard to move, especially at the elbows, because they're so tiny. But, you know, fidget around with it a bit, you'll eventually get the pose you want. And yeah, it's pretty impressive figure, all things considered. And if you're one of those fans who really liked Shin Godzilla or just wants to have every possible version of Godzilla, this is definitely an interesting addition. And it's actually kind of sort of to scale with the legendary Godzilla, because this one's supposed to be slightly taller than him. It's not exact, but if you want to put them side by side in a display, have them going at it, it makes for a pretty cool image, I think. I'd be interested in like doing photographic art with those two. But yeah, aside from a few weird flaws, which may just be for mine, may just be universal, I don't know. If you have one of these figures and you know if stuff like this little notch is standard or not, please feel free to let me know. But otherwise, yeah, not bad at all.
I've heard that some Godzilla fans have taken to changing the paint and sculpt job to be more film accurate, but personally I don't see the point in that myself. If you want to have a figure of Shin Godzilla for your display but you don't want to break the bank to do it, you should probably go with this one. Although maybe you already have anyway. So, those are my quick thoughts. And I still wish I could figure out what's going on with this little flaw right here, but maybe I'm just lucky. So, those are my thoughts on the Shin Godzilla figure from NECA. Until such time as we meet again, this is the Omni Viewer, signing off.